I'm very serious. I will give you my soul. My whole soul. Just give me the power to ace all of my auditions.
Sorry, man. This is just a little desperate. I'm good.
You sure? I mean, I got some miles, D-man, but I'm still good. I'm limber.
Yeah, I see that. It's just Oh, okay. Sorry, just got a call from the boss. Big stuff going down in Albuquerque. Gotta go. Maybe next time, okay? Toodles, bye.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Welcome back to another episode of Strangers in the Alps, a slasher podcast, where every week we pick a movie and talk about it in a mostly unfiltered fireside ramble. I'm Dan.
I am Travis.
Do you guys want to hear me crunch on peanuts?
I do. Could you crunch some peanuts for us?
I'm just reaching for some nuts.
Whose nuts?
These nuts.
Peanuts.
These nuts.
I gave her my nuts from my cupboard.
Oh, I'm out of here.
She's
I'm
not
part of this
crunching anymore.
Yeah, don't crunch on. I'm going to stop. All right, everyone. So, Dan.
No, crunch.
Captain Crunch.
I require you.
You know what? ASMR is going to be really important in today's episode. I got some notes.
Today's episode is
Okay,
brought to
I
you.
don't think we've all introduced ourselves. So Sam's crunching nuts, and what are you doing, sir?
I'm Klaatu.
I'm Clock2.
I'm
He's
Barata.
Clock2.
And then she's Nick, too.
Wow. Why she got to be Nick too?
I don't know.
I'm just
she could
crunching
be-
nuts.
So, the movie we saw, yes?
The
What movie?
babysitter.
We watched
The babysitter.
Evil Dead.
2013.
I'm so confused.
Did I get that wrong?
Yes.
We
Yeah.
watched Evil Dead 2013.
I thought you said we were. I thought we were.
We
No,
watched
that's-
2000 Dead 2000.
2000.
And it was a long evening.
And scene.
We watched Evil Dead 2013.
That's great.
But first, let's do
I'm not going to sing it.
Let's do a little rowdy catch-up. I'm not going to sing, and I'm not going to say rowdy catch-up.
Just
I'm
keep
not
telling
gonna do
yourself that.
No, don't
I'm not
do
going
that.
to do it.
Oh, okay.
You've shamed me out of singing my rowdy catch-up song. So I'm
For
not gonna do it.
everyone, all the viewers at home, listeners, before we started recording, Dan apparently thinks I was bossing him around because I said we're not doing that this week.
You're very bossy.
And you broke into a Bon Jovi song.
I did.
It's My Life.
When did that happen?
It didn't.
Right
You were
before
literally
this.
here the whole time and you didn't notice.
So
No.
what have we doing? What's happening this week? What happened? I've got a
Stuff.
what's happening. I've got a futuristic
What's
thing.
happening?
Mine is in the future, but I can save mine. Or I can start with mine.
Start with yours.
Okay, I will. So Dan and Joni are going to get on an airplane on Thursday, and we're going to, you know where?
Texas.
Des Moines, Iowa.
Okay, I got to stop this so we don't have to pay anything.
We're gonna.
It already cost us
we're
like
not. We're not.
$200.
We're not doing a live episode from New York, though. We're not doing the
Why?
Strangers in the
Sam
Alps
said we
go to
should.
New York.
We're going to call you.
We're gonna call you. You're gonna do your rowdy catch up, but I'm saying we're not gonna record a full episode in New
No,
York.
but we can do a rowdy catch-up.
Oh, if we did, we
Me in
had.
New York.
If we did, we wouldn't have had to pick a like. That's when we should have done Chud or something. We had to do like a New York-based slasher.
Stop slamming your
Wait,
hands.
what's
It just,
Chud?
Oh, it's just. I'll
It's a
tell you
movie
about it.
buds.
That's the
Chud the
sequel.
Bud.
That's the sequel. Chud 2, Bud the Chud.
Yes.
Is that
And he
true?
has his own song.
Is that true?
Yeah, you know who plays the guy who plays Bud the Chud?
Sean Bean.
No, it's
Wait,
Bud. Yeah, his name is
What
Bud the Chud.
Hang on, what is a Chud?
A Chud is a
Oh.
cannibalistic human underground dweller. So it's like these creatures that
Wait,
live.
that's a thing?
Yeah, they
Yes.
Like
live.
there are really Chuds in the world?
No.
Well, then where
Maybe.
did that come from?
It just came from this movie, so it's about toxic chemicals, and they like make monsters in the sewer. So basically, the sequel, as you can tell, it was just a totally different movie.
This is a direct-to-video, right?
No, it was in theaters.
just gonna lay down.
And the second one, no, actually, okay, remember
talking,
our
it's fine.
previous episode, Phantom of the Paradise? Phantom of the Paradise, the guy who plays Beef plays Bud the Chud in this
Okay.
one.
In Bud the Chud?
Chud 2, Bud the Chud. All
Sure.
right, let's move on from this.
That's
So
a lot of
I'm
chuds.
going to New York. Joni and I are going to New York on Thursday.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited. We're going to go see a few shows, hang out, see a good friend of mine, and also our daughter who lives there. So we're going to have a good time. I'm
Well, you said
super excited.
You were gonna go see, what was
I'm
it?
seeing Some Like It Hot.
Mm-hmm.
We're seeing Parade.
Nice.
We're seeing Peter Pan Goes
Ooh.
Wrong.
Is that what it's called? Really?
I know Frank's intrigued by
That's
that
what they
title.
should have named the Spider-Man
Why?
show. They should have named the
so
Spider-Man
there's a
show one.
That was
comedy-
a smash hit.
There's a comedy group from England, and they did a thing called The Play That Goes Wrong, and it was like a murder mystery, but everything they could imagine could go wrong on stage goes wrong. It's hilarious.
cool.
So now they have Peter Pan Goes Wrong. So I'm assuming they're doing a production of Peter Pan, and everything that could go wrong goes wrong.
That
That's
sounds like
funny.
fun.
Yeah, I think it'll be really fun.
We need you to
And
record the whole thing.
We're that wouldn't be illegal at all.
Bootlegging. That's bootlegging.
I'm going to. We're also seeing 6 before we leave at the Pantages.
Which
so
other ones?
we're seeing 5 first, then we're going to see 6,
Oh, okay.
and then 7. I understand is next week.
Well, 7, 8, 9. So
Yes. So that's what we're doing. We're super excited. I have a little bit of travel stress. I always stress a little bit while I'm getting ready to travel. Man, when that plane is backing away from the terminal, I feel good.
hopefully with you on it.
Oh yeah. Hopefully I would have made it on board.
It's not gonna. It's you're gonna have your own episode of Home Alone. They're gonna accidentally
Yeah.
leave you.
Joni's gonna realize halfway to New York. Wait, where's Dan?
Dan Davis. I don't know. I was trying to do the Kevin. Dan.
Oh,
Oh, we're getting
Were you
a
gonna say
telegram in the
Sam?
cabin.
It looked like you were gonna ask me a question or
is it a straight
comment.
flight or?
Yes,
Oh,
nonstop. Yes.
nice.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah. We don't.
That must be
We
tiring.
don't do any change planes, make connection kind of flights.
A straight flight
That stuff. Yeah, it's
during
just,
Pride Month.
I was gonna say not during Pride
It
Month.
seems inappropriate, doesn't it?
A little bit.
Like we didn't
Do
plan.
better, Dan.
We didn't plan that very well.
Inconsiderate, but it's okay.
That's okay.
Let's call it nonstop.
That's a movie with Liam Neeson.
Really?
Yeah, where he's on a plane.
We say, "I am a professional at what I do. I
Isn't
will
that Flight
find you and I
Plan?
will kill you."
That's not the exact words, but
Something like that.
this is taken
But
on
I know
a plane.
you know what they are, so why don't you tell us?
Oh, that will actually lead into my story, my weekly catch up.
Do you have a Liam Neeson story?
I have a Liam story.
Great. Let's hear it. Oh, I
So-
know you do. By the
Okay,
way,
so
congratulations.
Thank you. That's mine.
I know you had nothing to do with it.
It was the highlight. I hope not.
That would be a dong 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 dong.
Sweet home.
Oh my god. So basically,
How the
not
hell did we
so
get
the
here?
highlight of my week, and the only thing I'm gonna say is
Outside of this,
my nephew was born. His name is Liam. So I went to go see him this past Sunday. He was born this past Friday, and it was very nice. His name's Liam. So Dan, you're right.
what's his name?
I think it's Liam.
Liam.
yeah, I heard
so,
that.
I wasn't sure.
Dan, and to go into what you're saying, when he gets a little older, if he calls me on the phone, I'm gonna be kind of scared.
And what will he say?
He says, "I have many skills. I will find you, and I will kill you." And the guy goes, "Good luck." There's a lot more to it.
But he does it with his accent.
Good luck.
Thank you. That's cool. Congratulations.
Thank
Congrats.
I
you.
think
Yeah,
that's wonderful.
yeah,
Healthy,
it's wonderful.
everything's good.
Yeah, everything's great.
10 fingers, 10 toes,
Yeah,
all that
yeah.
stuff. Perfect.
Yeah,
And what is his actual size?
he was 9.8 pounds when he was born. I don't know
Is that
centimeters.
hefty?
Hefty.
My son and daughter were like 6 pounds,
Oh, damn.
but I was 10.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my niece
I was a hefty young man.
Hefty. My niece was my little Hercules. Hercules.
Oh my God.
My niece was 8 pounds, about 8 pounds, and then
That's great. I mean, good healthy children coming out. That's
That's all I can
wonderful.
ask for. Healthy babies.
Sturdy children.
And the parents are happy?
yeah.
I don't.
The parents are happy.
The
The
parentals.
You gotta
Are
stop.
the parents
All right, Sam,
satisfied?
take over from here.
I worked. Frank, what you do?
Boring.
Wait, hang on. You can't just get
You can-
off with
so-
I worked. You have no story?
Now Sam doesn't have to come anymore to these daily catch-ups. We just take that isolated audio. I worked. Sam, I worked.
Well, let me ask you a question
AI
then.
Sam.
Huh?
That was AI Sam.
I am Sam.
What's the big thing happening at the theater right now?
Spider-Verse?
What's the big money?
Thank you. I forgot. Spider-Verse, yeah.
Is it good? Have we heard?
I don't know.
I liked it
I didn't
a
see
lot.
The
I
second
saw
one?
it. Yeah, I saw it all.
I like the first one.
I'm hearing,
Second
I
one's
didn't
good.
like it as much as everybody else did. I think
I'm
that was a little
that
let
a
down.
lot of people like the second one more than the first. That's like the general consensus.
I will say there's animation in there I couldn't even fathom.
Oh,
like
that's cool.
seeing it, it just takes everything to a whole new level.
I think I was oversold on the first one because I didn't see it till way afterwards.
You might have a
And
little
I
bit.
feel like I sat down going, okay, man, this is going to be great.
Yeah.
And it was okay.
I did not get it. I remember the first one, we got a lot of concerns saying that it was in 3D and they didn't get 3D glasses because that's the style it was in. This time around, we didn't get any of that, so that's
That's
good.
good. I think people are getting, after
Used
Puss
to
in
it.
Boots.
Yeah.
Puss in
Puss in
Boots
Boots
had the
got
same
anything?
animation
It's 3D
style.
without glasses?
No, it's just the animation style.
It's
is
like
the
a lot
way-
of, like layovers.
It's like the
and
cell
stuff,
shaded,
yeah.
so they
Gotcha.
It
animated
just
over
looks,
their anime.
yeah.
Can I just say I'm not a fan of 3D?
No, me neither.
I
get motion sickness.
I think when it's used,
I'm very
well,
aware of it. That's my
Yeah.
problem. I'm always aware I'm watching
Well,
3D,
you're
which
either
I find very annoying.
You're
Yeah.
either aware of it, or sometimes it becomes the like. It looks good, like it's not distracting, but it's just that it does nothing to enhance the movie, so you kind of just forget you're watching sometimes, like the 3D
I just
movie.
feel like the glasses take
well,
you out
see,
for me.
I wear
'Cause
glasses,
it's dark.
so I'm too.
I do too,
I'm
but you're
used to
putting
it.
glasses on top of glasses. What is
Yeah.
what was the movie? Was it Scorsese with
Hugo.
the clocks?
Hugo.
I saw that in 3D.
Hugo was incredible in 3D. I
But
thought.
I was so aware I was watching 3D. I'm so aware of going, wow, that's really cool 3D stuff. That takes me out of the story.
I think sometimes. I mean, sometimes you're right, like
I saw Jaws 3D.
Well, see, but when you go into Jaws 3D,
Did that take you out of the
That's 3D,
that
baby.
was the like 80s
Piranha
3D,
3D.
where it was super gimmicky, where it was like,
Oh,
like
and the shots
Friday-
were like,
or
"Ooh,"
that,
right in
or
your
it's like,
face.
oh look, I have a yo-yo, like in Friday the 13th 3D. Whoa, I have a yo-yo. Oh, I have like, I don't know, when it's just like look
Well,
at.
that's because they were like, we have 3D. We need to do stuff, make it look like 3D.
And then when you watch it in 2D, you're like, this is so awkward.
Yeah.
So awkward.
I agree.
Oh, I watched this movie called.
Sick of myself.
Thank you.
Sick of Myself. It's a
Interesting.
great title.
Fun.
It's a Norwegian film.
Oh.
Oh, okay, I'm out.
It's actually a comedy, but it's like a body horror comedy.
Norwegians
Oh.
are not funny.
They are actually with this
Are they
one.
funny?
Yeah. It's
Oh.
only an hour and 35. So Frank, if
Well,
you're
that's
into
funny.
it, watch it.
How would I know if I'm into it if I haven't seen it yet, Sam?
Well,
Listen to
you
a
only,
woman.
you only have to commit an hour and 35, so.
That's not that bad. I could watch that. Yeah.
If you can get through the Batman.
Oh, and then I started watching Batman
The
Forever.
first act was an hour 35.
Yeah, Batman Forever, and then I fell asleep
Wait a minute.
I've seen it before.
Wait, which
I've-
one's that one?
with Riddler and Two-Face.
Oh, you're talking,
The good bat one.
we're talking.
The good Bat one.
I don't know.
The
we're-
first
We're talking
Schumacher.
Val Kilmer?
Val
Yeah.
Kilmer. Did you
I
two
forgot
did you
Kilmer
two
was
end
in
up
it.
going?
It's the better bad one.
But like, I love that.
Which is the bad one?
Robin.
Batman and
Oh,
Robin.
George Clooney.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How-
that movie's
that's-
not
I-
good. It's
what?
really not good.
I love
Listen,
that
love
one.
it.
listen to
It's
our,
super high camp. It's stupid.
It is
really stupid.
It's
That's-
super
yeah,
campy.
that's-
I agree.
But it's
That's
fun.
our trash.
Yeah.
coming soon, our episode of The Batman, where we may further discuss this. Here, that was a sneak peek.
So, Frank, what did you do? What exactly is it that you do?
What would you say you do here?
What do you do? Do.
Doo-doo.
Go do that doo-doo that you do so well.
I'm just going to short circuit and stare at the ceiling for 2 hours.
Okay, bye.
AI.
All right, everyone, enjoy Evil Dead 2013.
Bye.
No, Frank, you got to tell us what you did.
I didn't really do anything. There's not a lot going on. All the exciting stuff happens in the next, 2 weeks.
All the exciting
what?
stuff is going to happen in Evil Dead
Why don't-
2013.
Oh, you know
Listen,
what? I feel like we have a lot of new things because you're going to New York. What are you doing?
Nothing.
Did you say something exciting is
What
happening in
should
2
we
weeks?
do?
No, the only thing coming up is I got a family screening scheduled for The Flash next weekend.
Oh, nice.
So
That's
that's
cool.
exciting. Yeah.
Are you going to a theater? Like, are you renting it?
No. It's just we all as a family we're like, hey, we haven't gone to a movie in forever. Do we want to do this? And we were like, yeah.
Burbank?
So yeah, no, we're doing the City Walk.
nice.
IMAX?
Yeah. Yeah. So we got
Nice.
like half a row already reserved, which should be fun.
For show?
You
Yeah.
did a lot of
No,
entourage.
no, not for show. It's a Sunday show because that's the only time we could all get off. But I was like,
That'd be fun.
Did
Yeah.
you do a massive entourage?
yes, pretty much.
That's
loud.
What are you
That's
doing?
very cool.
Yeah. So I'm
So-
looking forward to that.
Before we sign off, summer's starting.
No, it's not.
Top. It's not. I think it is.
Yeah. It's,
Yeah,
Wait,
not
hold
the
on,
weather's
hold
not
on,
going to tell
I
you
have-
that.
An
Okay.
exciting thing, because next 2 weeks we're watching Blink 182.
Yes, we're going to Blink 182.
We're going concert time. Where's
Yeah.
it, Greek?
SoFi. No. Bank of
No.
America. No,
So-
Bank of California.
at the Bank of America.
No,
Wait,
it's not-
where's that?
And on Roscoe.
It's in a bank.
No,
Is this
it's
the one in Ventura and Pettit?
no. It's the
Bonk.
the bonk. It's the soccer stadium, the one by USC, like the new one they built that used to be the LA Sports Arena. I don't think
Okay.
it's called Bank of California anymore. I think it's like BMO or something. They changed it, but I'm not gonna call
Crypto?
Arena. To me, it's still Staples Center.
Bonk.
I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah,
We're going to Blink 182.
Cool.
that's it.
That's fun.
We're gonna relive the 90s and early 2000s.
The dream of the '90s is alive in Portland.
I don't know what you're saying.
Okay. This has been a rowdy catch-up. A rowdy catch-up. And I guess we're done.
Bye.
So let's get into Evil Dead 2013.
I'd rather not.
2013.
Is that the actual title, Evil
No.
Dead 2013? Because when you type in Evil Dead 2013, that actually comes up
Well,
as a title.
this
But
is
when you watch the movie, it doesn't
this
say
is
Evil
parentheses,
Dead 2013.
Well, they do that with the remakes and new versions just so you can differentiate when you're searching it
yeah, if
out.
something has the same title as something that came out
Wait,
before.
But
Did you
is
want-
it considered, I mean, I'm all over the map here. Is it considered a remake of the original?
I
Yeah.
think
That's
it's a
what it was- that-
reimagine.
Because I don't.
That's what it was sold as, but it is not.
Well, it's-
Reimagine
well,
sounds way
it's-
more on target than remake.
That's this series though is unique in the way where it's like you have Evil Dead 2, but like the first 20 minutes is like a remake
Yeah.
of the first, and then you have Army of Darkness, which is completely different. I don't know.
So different.
They kind of start. I don't know. That's what I always find is unique about these. It's like each one. It's like is it a remake, reimagining? All three.
So, let's say it's a reimagine, and for this one, it's like it elaborates more on the backstory. How do you guys feel about at that time? There were a lot of remakes or reimagines, solely I think to be made to make the
The
story
cash grab, right? Or-
no, to make the story better or elaborate more. How do you guys feel about it?
Well, I don't know if I'm jumping ahead or behind. Do we need to do a log line first before we go
Initial
there?
thoughts.
Sure.
Well, no, this is
But
kind of.
I
this
like
is,
what
oh,
you're asking, but do we need to do a
Well,
log line? Just
I
to
think this is like a general thing.
Okay, yeah, we can do that.
And I think this actually ties in good with initial thoughts.
Right.
Because what do
Yeah.
you think?
But do we need to do the log line?
We'll
is
do it
my
after.
question.
We'll
okay,
do it
go
after.
ahead. Great. Go ahead,
I-
Travis. Answer Sam's.
I'm going to
query.
answer it in two parts.
Excuse me, sir?
Oh boy.
Okay.
I said query.
Part one.
What?
That was
Part-
very not PC.
I never. That's interesting that you said because I never thought of it as like. And I'm not saying anyone's wrong in any way. It's. I didn't think about that
Well,
in any
no
time.
one said anything
Well,
yet. So.
that, it serves as like a prequel because I mean I get what you mean because at the time you had the Hobbit movies. I didn't care for those, and I feel like it's always
But
you
I'm just
had.
talking about remakes.
Oh no! I thought you said
Did
but
you
it's
say
like
the
a
Hobbit movies?
Yeah,
because
no,
I thought
no,
you
I'm
said
just
like
saying-
a prequel. I thought that's
Evil
what you
Dead,
meant.
the Hobbit.
No, I'm just saying like how they remade stuff, but to elaborate more on the story.
Oh, got it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I listened. No, I'm cool with it.
So it's no longer a two-parter.
No, but funny.
That
no,
was
but
evil.
funny story. So I mean, my introduction to the series was I didn't know. I knew of the Ash character before I knew there was. Dan, put your phone away, please.
I just put on silence.
Wait, you've had service this whole time?
Oh, hang on a second. I think my pizza's here.
I knew about Ash and that whole character before I knew Evil Dead was a thing, because when I was a kid,
Where did you think Ash was?
well, when I was a kid, I had seen Army of Darkness
Pokemon
first.
trainer.
And I thought Army of Darkness, the third movie, was the first movie. I just thought it was this movie because the way the movie sets it up, it's kind of like it sums up the first two movies. And I was like, cool. So I'm getting so distracted from all these chords moving.
Well, I'm
Honestly,
trying to
though-
get.
So I was excited for it, but I remember, Frank, when
think
I
he's
heard
just low.
when I heard the remake was coming out, I was excited because, like I said, it looked cool. I thought I was a little nervous, but I remember that year, the Halloween before the movie came out, I was at a Halloween party. Frank and I has a mutual friend, and I see Frank in like the back. It's like, Travis, come over here. He goes, have you seen the Evil Dead 2013 trailer? And I go, no. You go, I got a bootleg of it. You're like, check this out. So like him and I were in like
do
the
remember
back,
that.
and we were looking at this like grainy, like, so it was very. It was
iPhone 3G.
yeah, it was like an iPhone 3. No, but no, I mean, this is a series where I know some people get like very touchy about like, don't leave my properties alone.
Yeah.
I've always been up. I'm like, let's see new Evil Deads. Let's see. I don't
Yeah.
care. And I don't
So
think
are
I
you doing
answered
your
your
initial?
question.
Yeah. Are you doing initial
That
thoughts
was like
now?
the longest answer to that question.
But it's not
on-
even an answer to my
Yeah, I don't
question.
think I
even
answered
know
your
what-
question.
So pose your question again, because I'd like to give you a
In general,
brief and intelligent answer.
in general, there had been like a surge of remakes or reimagines, but also because they wanted to elaborate on the backstory. How do you guys feel about them remaking it to add more to the story?
I'll sum it up
I
now.
don't know that I
No, I got
know
my
that
answer
they
now.
did that with
So they did it with-
2013.
Well, they did it with Evil Dead, not like in that year, but like 2000s.
Early
they,
2000s
yeah,
to mid.
they did
yeah.
that.
I
They
don't-
did
yeah.
Suspiria. They did.
What's
Halloween.
Prom night, Halloween,
Halloween. Yeah.
I'm not the guy to
Christmas,
Dawn of the
answer.
yeah.
Dead.
I'm
Yeah.
not the guy to answer
Black
that question.
Christmas.
I'm gonna
'cause
just
I don't
say
watch these movies.
initially. Oh, they also did it too with
Texas
my,
Chainsaw.
My Bloody Valentine.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Initially, I will say no, but with Evil Dead, for whatever reason, I didn't mind.
Yeah.
That's my answer.
Just thinking, House of Wax. Mm-hmm. Just thinking
Like
off
House
the
on the Left, like the last House on the Left.
that
Yeah.
too. Just thinking off the top of my head,
Straw
I've only
Dogs.
liked it in two things.
Mm-hmm.
So, like off the top of my head, the only two remakes that I've liked that it's done that way, or just to jump a little ahead, is this movie,
Mm-hmm.
and then is it a spoiler to just say the other one? We're covering it at some point, but
What?
Texas Chainsaw,
Oh, yeah, no.
2003.
Yeah, say it.
Yeah. So both of those. That's
Yeah.
so far. That's the only two times
Yeah.
I've really
And
liked
it's
them
such a
doing
low
that.
thing too of all the remakes. It's for me too. It's this one, and I like Suspiria.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it's so low that for the amount of things that's been put out, only less than 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I agree with Frank. I was getting excited about these remakes when we got Texas Chainsaw 2003. I'm like, oh, this movie's cool. And then it just went south.
Yeah.
Because I think kind of like when it just hit rock bottom was that Nightmare on Elm Street remake from 2010. I
don't
think
think I've
that's
seen
when
it.
you hit absolute rock bottom. And that's why I was kind of like, after that, I think I was done with anything. But Evil Dead came and I was excited.
Can you read
Yeah.
us the log line for Evil Dead
I'll read it.
2013?
Yeah, let me get the VHS tape.
Thank you. Or actually, the log line I texted you like 2 hours ago.
All right, hold on.
Oh, you know what? Friday the 13th wasn't that bad either. The remake for that.
Yeah.
I liked it. A lot of people didn't like it, but I felt it like it was very on spirit, especially the
what are you
opening.
doing?
But hold on, let me get this. I found this VHS tape in the basement.
Why is it so heavy?
That's a really big sack.
Nice.
You mean in the cellar?
The fact that you actually brought that in. Oh, okay.
Do not open that book and do not read out of it.
Okay, hold on. Let me open this up.
Let me read the log line. Who signed it?
Bruce Campbell signed it.
Oh, you got some
So
smudges.
for those who are listening but can't see,
Take a photo, Dan.
I'll take a photo.
Travis actually
Sounds like the
pulled out
personal
an
problem.
Evil Dead book,
Necronomicon.
and
Smile.
it's
Bring it closer to your
been
face.
signed by Bruce Campbell
twins.
and some other signatures I can't read.
From the original film.
But
Okay,
it
let
was
me-
very
2013
cool.
film?
Twinsies.
No, OG.
Nice.
The 1982, 83. I
I
saw it
thought,
on a
I thought
drive-in.
this was your dad.
This is actually
Yes.
my. This is actually my.
Yes, I did.
I know what those are.
Dan. This is actually my dad's.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, let me open it up.
Okay. Can we read the log line, please?
Yeah.
That's what he's doing.
I think it's.
Dan is. I wish I recorded this.
Oh man,
All right. Let me see.
we're all tired. I know.
I can't wait to start talking
Hey,
about this
Frank, I
movie. If we
can't-
could just read the effing log line.
I can't read the symbol, Frank. It's a bird.
I'm
Okay.
about to give you one.
It's the Mummy
The
1998. All right, Mia, Jane Levy, a drug addict, is determined to kick the habit. To the end, she asks her brother, David, his girlfriend, Natalie, and their friends, Olivia and Eric, to accompany her to their family's remote forest cabin to help her through withdrawal.
That's a summary.
Eric finds a mysterious book of the dead at the cabin and reads aloud from it, awakening an ancient demon. All hell breaks loose when the malevolent entity possesses Mia.
Okay,
Don't
see,
complain, because that's what Dan
I
wrote in the
think,
back
but
of
I
his
think
tape.
that's great because we don't need to now do a summary. That is actually a good summary of the movie.
Yeah.
I would like to go around, do initial thoughts, and then I have something I want to add to it. But I can start with my initial thoughts.
Yes,
if you want.
please.
do.
I did not want to see this movie. I'm done. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, Travis.
To hear Travis's initial thoughts, please rewind the podcast back 3 minutes and listen to a tangent.
That's fair. Sam.
Mine kind of long. Story time. Travis and I used to work together at a certain movie theater. A bunch of our friends, really. So when this movie was about to
Was
come out,
Ibn there?
No.
no.
Okay.
He wasn't tall enough.
Ooh, I guess we can rag on him because
Yeah.
he doesn't listen.
He's not listening.
So
Ibn, listen. And
this
then.
was around the time that like movies came out at midnight only and not earlier. So we all worked that. No, we didn't work that day, but we all went to watch it at 12:01 because they had to add another show because it was sold out. We were all very excited. It was a fun time, and yeah. But
we got
anyway.
the big theater with the
Yeah. Oh, and it
balcony.
was around the same time too because I
Yeah.
think you and I had met, and then you're like, "Have you seen Evil Dead before?" I'm like, "No, I've never seen it." So you let me borrow the DVD, or sorry, the Blu-ray.
DVD.
So it got me pumped to watch Evil Dead
Sounds gay.
2013.
and
And Frank,
and
what were
Sam
your
and
initial
Sam got
thoughts?
another soundtrack. Well,
Travis, it's not your turn. Frank?
I was excited for this, mostly because that trailer was great. It caught my attention. And that was pretty much it.
Perfect. Travis, what was your pre-thought? Or did you already do it?
No,
I
it
can't
to
was-
remember.
listen to
Rewind.
Travis's initial thoughts,
Rewind 6
please
minutes.
rewind back a minute and then rewind back to 3 minutes when you hear Travis's initial thoughts.
Dan, before we get into the discussion, how much therapy are you
Oh.
in now that you've seen Evil Dead 2013 and Evil Dead Rise? What's
So-
your bill like?
In
It's
the
risen.
In the last like 3 days, I have seen Evil Dead 2013, and this morning I went with Brian, and we sat together and watched Evil Dead Rise.
How did you feel about the scalp part? I just need to know that part.
But I mean, we can.
I just need to know that
we're
part.
not really
Please tune
talking
in
about
next
that.
week.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Well, Dan, let me tell you something.
I have a lot to talk about that movie when we actually
Yeah.
get to that movie, but it's a lot to take those two movies in a
Back to back.
72-hour period.
Dan,
But I actually have something I want to do. I hope it's okay with you guys.
No.
you're
Okay.
still in the movie, Dan. You never left.
Exactly. But I broke Evil Dead 2013 into
13
3 acts.
pieces.
And what I was hoping I could do whenever we're ready to do this is actually go through my notes from Act 1 straight through. There are more comments.
Frank, you ready?
Yes.
And then we can talk about Act 1, because these will have no context except for you guys and anybody who's seen the movie.
I think you mean
But this is-
Conda text.
This is my stream of thinking while I'm watching Evil Dead 2013.
I want to
To
hear
fully
this.
enjoy Dan's
so I'm going to go
thoughts.
through all my thoughts for Act 1, and then we can talk about Act 1.
May I ask what time you watched Evil Dead?
I watched it in the evening,
Oh.
I think 7 at night, something like
Oh,
that.
So you
good
did it
time.
right. That's
Prime
good.
time.
Yeah,
To
I
fully-
watched Evil Dead Rise at 11:30 in the morning,
At Northridge.
which is I went to Topanga. I had nice.
Why did
seats.
you
and
add,
this time
like,
I
three
did not
syllables?
push. I did not Topanga. I did not push the red button to turn my butt on fire this time.
So the temperature didn't
Dan
rise.
knows better.
But I mean, we
I
saw
will-
it. We saw it together, and there were 3 girls sitting 2 rows in front of us, and they were doing the talk back to the
Aw.
movie screen.
Let's hear about it next
They were
week.
doing the no, don't you do that kind of stuff. But anyway,
I know what that's like.
Yeah,
Came
so-
back just in time.
it's awful. It's awful. So here's how it worked. Oh, but first of all, I just want to say that when we were talking about going to see the Evil Dead Like we were all at one point planning to see it together, but then Travis kind of, because I couldn't do it in the evening, it was my birthday, and then Travis was like, so, well, you know, my girlfriend and I have always seen Evil Dead movies together, so we kind of want, I was like, that is so freaking romantic.
Thank you. That was
Yeah.
actually
I love it.
Evil
you-
Dead 2013
What's your
was
wedding song going to be, like Cannibal Corpse or something?
Butchered at Birth.
Wait,
Bloodbath?
was that your first movie date?
It was Jennifer's first
Horror movie.
horror movie that she saw in
Oh,
theaters.
tell the story.
That's why I said, Sam, you got an additional soundtrack.
okay.
So when we were watching it, Jennifer, she had her iPod with her. So
Well, hold on.
Oh.
She's not a scaredy cat, but she gets scared quite easily.
Right?
So
She gets anxious.
for a long time before they were together, she never really watched horror movies. But then they got together. He loves horror movies, so she watches them because of him. And then Evil Dead was like the first one she went to the theaters to watch, right? And there were like literally 10 of us in a row. She was sitting next to me. Go ahead, you can.
And all of a sudden, it's like a very tense part of the film. And then if you're sitting directly next to Jennifer, I think Jennifer was sitting in the middle of you
Yeah.
and I, you just start hearing like faintly like a One Direction song.
Because it kind of
You kinda,
distracts
like,
her
hear-
from it.
Yeah, because she put on like music on her iPod.
And that's how scared she used to be of like horror
But
movies.
now she's telling me about horror movies. We
Yeah,
gotta go
she's
see
watching
this.
your Nets
and
right
that.
now.
Yeah, no, she's the one telling me, oh, we gotta go watch this,
Yeah.
and so yeah.
But it was funny. I was like,
That's
oh,
I was
Great.
actually joking about the romantic thing. But anyway,
Well, I'm out of here.
Brian said to me...
Oh, that's so
as-
romantic that you and Brian.
Yeah, Brian says to me after the movie today, he goes, so how do you think Joni would have gotten through this? I said, Joni would have left when the music started. I mean, literally, nah, whatever. I'm out of here. I mean, there's no way she would ever see that
It's
movie.
like in Seinfeld with Jerry.
And I'm
who
not
doesn't-
going to try to change her. So I'm going to go through my Act 1. These are my stream of conscious notes as I'm watching Act 1. Starting with, this movie is disgusting. What is wrong with you people?
It's
Nothing
when the
like a
girl-
nice, quiet drive into the woods of hell. Nothing like solving your relationship problems in the middle of the woods, near a cabin, in hell. Nothing like solving your drug problem in the middle of the woods, next to a cabin, from hell. I think she's going to start snorting again. What's worse than overcoming a drug addiction? Oh, yeah, being possessed by the devil. I don't think Michigan State appreciates her wearing that sweatshirt. Oh, no, the dog is moving the rug. Oh, yeah, when I see blood on the floor of an opening into a cellar, the first thing I'm going to do is go down into the cellar. What could possibly say don't open this book more than barbed wire? These people are idiots, and they all deserve to die. Don't get cut in the briar patch. Do you know what this movie could use? A little humor. That's Act 1.
You didn't think it was funny?
All right, let's start talking about Act 1.
I remember you mentioned that you don't like possessed storylines.
I do not. And I can tell you
Yeah, can you tell me why?
backstory to that. So when I was like 12 years old, my brother, who was, I think, 17 or 18, his girlfriend took me, because she could get in, to see The Exorcist. So I sat in a movie theater at 12 and watched The Exorcist. And that movie freaked me out on a level I can't even explain to you. And I saw it again recently on TV with commercials, so it was obviously edited. It still freaked me out. That is a freaky movie, guys. That is a freaky ass movie
My mom made me
on a
watch
level
that.
way higher than any of this crap
Yeah.
we're
Nice.
talking about.
I watched it when I was 8.
Yeah, so you know what
couldn't
I'm
sleep for
talking
2
about.
weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it really severely.
Yeah.
So I don't like possession movies. I don't like movies where you're taken over by spirit, because I actually am somewhat of a. I have religious beliefs. So as much as I believe in the big person upstairs, I also believe in the really bad dude downstairs. So
Well, I saw this
I
movie
think
when I
both
was.
sides.
I saw this movie when I was 6, and I turned out fine.
well, that's debatable.
Twitches.
But anyway, so that did affect me. But anyway, moreover, and we'll talk about this movie as we break it down. But those are my Act 1 thoughts, and when we finish Act 1, I'll read my Act 2 thoughts. I had a good time just writing those down.
I love that because it reminds me when I was watching the last Fast and Furious. What's it called?
Fast and Furious 9.
Fast
Fast
and whatever.
F9, I think.
For 9.
The Fast
F
Saga.
this 9.
F9, the Fast
and
Saga.
I was having that thought exactly. I was like, this is stupid. Well, why are they going to space now? Oh, they're really going to space. Oh, there's minions in there. Okay. That was
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, and part of it is, this is what I do just to keep myself somewhat sane when I'm watching a movie like this. Anyway.
Do you want me to? I wrote down all the acts. Do you want me to read them? The breakdown of the acts.
Sure. I mean, those are my Act 1 thoughts. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm
you
just
can
gonna
do whatever you need to.
I'm going to describe the act. All right. So,
yeah, for sure.
So Act 1, friends and brother, his name's David, of Mia,
David.
go to cabin to help her detox from drugs. Friends inform David that they've been through this before but failed. They warn him to not let Mia leave cabin no matter what. During Mia's withdrawal episode, they discover a basement that's been used for a witchcraft ceremony. Book of the Dead was found. Book of the Dead was read. Spirit was awakened. Mia, who was pacing outside during the same time of the passage being read, gets possessed by newly awakened spirit of the dead. Act 1.
That is Act 1.
Yeah, Dan.
Nice.
Did you almost? Speaking of some humor in there, I know a scene where we could have got some humor. So Sam just said that in the film they said, "Hey, no matter what Mia does, no matter what she says, do not." We should have got the young Frankenstein. Yeah, we should have got the young Frankenstein. I'm just kidding. Let me out of here. There's a dead eye in here.
Do not let me out.
Do not let me out. Can't you take a joke?
Hey there, good looking.
Did you watch the original Evil Dead?
I did. I saw it in
Okay.
a drive-in.
Nice.
So
How's-
myself and my best friend, he called me on the phone and said, "I just read a review of Evil Dead. It sounds crazy fun. Let's go to a drive-in and watch it." So we did.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember having a lot of fun. We were in a drive, probably joking through the whole thing. And Lord only knows what
You didn't even watch
What,
the movie.
help we were having with our good time as far as
There was some.
what recreational help was going on.
I didn't know
He
where
was
that was
doing
going.
heroin.
People
That's
thought
what we're saying.
People
Probably
thought
not heroin. Maybe
people
not.
thought it was
I'm not sure. I
barbecuing.
can't remember. I was on heroin.
PCP.
there was a lot of smoke clouds. You had to turn on
I'm sure it was very speculi. Go ahead.
Well, everyone's seen the original, right? Everyone, Frank, Sam.
Yeah.
For
Well, I remember
listeners.
there was humor in the original.
Yeah.
I remember it being kind of over the top.
But then
yeah.
also that
where
kind of
we'll get into that
it
later.
kind of goes back to my first question. It's like once they do these remakes or reimagines, they get really serious about it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
even with Scream, I like the Scream 1 through 4.
Four.
It's got humor, and it balances out with what you were saying, Dan. Like you want humor with like the
think it's
gory
helpful.
stuff.
I think it breaks the tension a little
Yeah,
bit.
but like with 5 and 6, Scream, it became serious. So I feel like with this one, it's the same
Yeah,
A little more,
that's
yeah.
true for sure.
Yeah.
You're right.
And like I said, it's not like campy. Like the scene that it's supposed to be like super suspenseful is the one where like I think someone's possessed by like the dead eye and like the bookshelf falls on Bruce Campbell and it's the world's heaviest bookshelf ever. It's like no books on it and he can't lift it up.
Right. So, Act 1, talk. I gave you I can certainly talk about Act 1.
How would you feel if your friends were like, "Hey, we're gonna go to a cabin," and you're thinking, "All right, we got this Airbnb, let's go," and then you pull up and you see this cabin? Would you get out of the car?
No.
Nope.
Yeah.
I feel
Nope.
like my friends know me well enough that they wouldn't even take me there.
Yeah. And this is me. I remember.
I don't like cabins in the woods. I don't like
Great
doing
movie.
It's a
anything
good
deep
movie.
in the woods. Like literally nothing deep in the woods. I
Nothing
am
good happens
so
in the
good
woods.
near. I need bright lights, city lights,
Wi-Fi.
I
A
need,
working toilet.
I need
pool table.
freeways nearby. I want to hear cars
Yeah.
driving by. I do not
don't
like
want nature.
quietness and darkness.
No, and yeah,
Street lamps. I need street lamps.
And this is coming from someone who was saying I wanted to go visit like that hotel from Hell House LLC, but as soon as when you get in cabins and that, I would have been like, I'm out of here. I'm not gonna stay. So a few months ago, I went out to Big Bear and like Arrowhead. We went to both, and we had a cabin out there. It was the most modern cabin you've ever seen, and even then, I was a little like, when we got there and people started showing up, I was like, all right, no one better be pulling out any books. No one better see us. So I was even a little freaked out. I was like, all right, like we gotta. No one's gonna do anything.
Pull up a Ouija board.
Yeah, no one's gonna pull out a Ouija. I don't want this turned into
I
Evil
don't know. But
Dead.
when you see a book wrapped up in barbed wire,
You read it.
yeah, I mean it's just come on. But go ahead, folks.
Yes.
Talk me off the edge of the cliff.
So yeah,
Going back to your thing about the movie needing humor and the fact that the original had humor, I thought it did have humor, especially in it. The humor was just a little dark.
yeah.
In the 2013?
Yeah, in 2013. In the original, there's not that much humor either. It's all unintentional. Whereas
Yeah.
in the
Cheesy.
in the sequel, the humor is a lot more intentional. But I think that the funniest thing for me that I think about every single time I watch the movie, and we can talk about it more in the second and third act because that's where it happens most. Is did you notice how every injury was fixed with duct tape?
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah. No, and
Yes, now that you mention it,
no,
you're right.
and Dan, I think too, and I think because the original Evil Dead, when I first saw it, I saw it alone at home. I watched it with my dad, and we're like, oh, this is pretty creepy. But I think it's like Frank is saying, and we're saying it's that like comedy and campiness that plays really well when you're watching it with a crowd in a theater. Because in seeing Evil Dead, the original, for the first time in theaters, like the bookshelf I found funny, and like Frank was saying, like the duct tape, the audience was having a good time. Another one that I don't know if it disturbed you, but I couldn't stop laughing in the theater.
Talking about this movie
This
right
movie
here?
right here is, I think it's in, I'm going to stop talking about the original.
Yeah, please do.
Was the third act? I think it was in the second when that character keeps getting shot by the nail gun.
Yeah.
Oh, I have
I
a whole
could-
nail gun. That's act 2. I have a whole nail gun thing. Yes.
You didn't think that was funny?
I thought that.
No.
Well, we'll
Not-
get
I
there.
knew it
Yeah,
was
we'll get there. When
funny.
you tell
No.
your story, I'll tell you why I thought it was funny.
There's funny, and then there's
Stupid.
You didn't-
whatever you're
you didn't-
laughing at for whatever reason.
You didn't think the shower was funny when the skin was burning?
Nope.
Why are you
I know, I'm just
jumping?
No, I don't think. I mean, there's Scream funny, which is clearly funny.
Like, yeah,
And
satire.
this
And
is
then just
I'm
whatever
just
you're
joking.
trying to make up
I'm
as.
just-
No, I mean the nail gun. Unless you were joking about that
I
too.
was
He's
no, I
joking.
was serious about
'Cause
that. I was
that's not
joking about the
funny.
shower, but I'll tell you why. Let's go. I'm jumping ahead.
I think can we bury the original after I say this? I think the original was campy because it was so over the top at the time it was made.
Yeah.
That's it. We're done with the original.
What I hate in anything is when they use flashbacks as a way to help you get to the clue or understand something. Because, in the beginning, they do that scene of, like, the girl getting burned because they think she's a witch or possessed.
Oh, the
Yeah.
cold
In the basement,
opening,
yes.
as it were. Mhm.
So then when they finally go down to the basement, they do a recall and they cut to a quick clip of the girl burning to be like, no, this is the same spot.
It-
I hate that.
and then they
I
make,
agree.
And then they make
In
you
anything.
And then think they make you feel any dumber too when they like put it in black and white.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I get it. We
Right.
just saw this.
I just sat
like,
through it.
5 minutes ago.
Yeah, and I feel like,
it's
it's
padding runtime.
it's just kind of like condescending in a way. I feel like if you can't piece it together at this point,
Do you almost feel like that's test screening stuff? Like people are like, I didn't get it.
probably.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And that's always a thing in movies. They'll always go back and go, we need to explain this more but
But
I'm done. Continue. I'm go ahead.
As people that watched Evil Dead, do you guys like that they kind of put in cute little Easter
I
eggs,
like the
like
car, the Bruce Campbell car.
yes, and then also like the weapons, like the chainsaw. They did like the electric carver, and you're kind of like, oh, shit's about to
Well,
go down.
I like it because it's not there's a purpose for it being there. Like it's not just like it's not like I said, it's like the car. It's like, oh, they just see the car parked on the side, they sit on the car. I think it was cool. Then he ends with the chainsaw. It's like, oh, they actually need a chainsaw. It doesn't feel like, oh, like the best example I think is in Clash of the Titans. There's a golden owl that they like use, and then when they remade Clash of the Titans, randomly in the middle of the movie, someone's like, "Oh, look at this golden owl," and they go, "We don't need that stupid thing," and they throw it away. I don't like when they do nods like that,
yeah,
but I feel
It's
like
too in your face.
It's too in your face. I feel like with Evil Dead, I mean, yeah, everyone knows the chainsaw, but I feel like it was a lot more subtle.
The chainsaw seems to be a recurring theme with Evil Dead. We'll get into that when we talk about the next movie.
It's iconic.
when
I did not know that. So there's nothing when watching 2013 for me that brought back any memory of anything from anything else. But then I saw
Yeah,
the
'cause-
first one in '82. I never saw it again, or
and
whenever it came out.
you were greened out, so
Maybe, possibly. But my point is, I don't draw any of that, so I get no joy from that. Like I don't go, "Ooh, that's so cool" because they're doing
you're
that.
not like me.
No, I'm
You're
not.
not a gore hound.
I am not. No. I am not
I know where this
I
is
am
heading.
not a
His
gorehound.
review.
Yes.
It's shaping up.
But let's just talk. Hello. Let's just talk about the plot. If there's a lot to talk about, I mean, you basically have a setup. She has a drug addiction. We're doing a weekend away from. I think they're trying to keep her away from it, and there's discussion about, oh, we've done this before. It never works. She's going to go back into it. This is her thing.
Yeah, because
The brother who really doesn't, who wants to be a believer and really help her.
Yeah,
And
because then she almost OD'd, so that's why
then
they're
she
like,
becomes-
we need.
No,
Right.
then she
did
died.
OD.
right,
Yeah, she died, and then like, so like, we need for sure to kick it this time.
exactly. And then she gets possessed by the reawakening by
By
the
a tree.
school teacher who, because he's a teacher, of course, he's very interested in all this and needs to open the book and read
See,
everything out of it and
you
do
brought-
all that. Because you have to find an excuse for why you would open a barbed wire shut book
Curiosity.
Because it's fun.
and read out loud
It looks like
all
a
the words,
textbook.
because you're not going to read them to yourself.
And that's
But once that happens and she's possessed, I think we are out of plot, and now we're just in survival mode for the rest
the
of this
dead
movie,
are now evil.
right?
The dead are evil now.
No, thank you. I got that.
2013.
But, right? That's end of plot. Now we're just in survival mode.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
the
essentially,
most
well,
part.
because you also find out. I think it's at
Which-
this part too, because they're getting when the people are getting possessed. I think what is it like? They need part of the whole thing is like the five or seven spirits. They need
Yeah.
to take them, and once those spirits they're collected, then it's like basically end of the world scenario.
Right.
I like the setup of using
like it a lot.
the cabin in the woods as a like cold turkey rehab facility. I thought that was interesting, and it really brings up an interesting I guess obstacle for the main character. You know,
Yeah.
she's not the most believable person, and she's the first one to get possessed. So it does kind of realistically keep them there long enough for them to be isolated.
Yeah,
It's a
because they think
great-
she's
it's
going
a-
through withdrawal. You know,
Yeah.
It's a great premise or
setup.
setup to have us in the middle of nowhere in this situation. I agree with you, because you have to figure out, well, why are we in a cabin in the middle of nowhere? And this is
Yeah.
it's as logical as you could get as far as yeah.
What I kept thinking though, it's like, at what point are you like, this is no longer a withdrawal, this is possession? Because she came out with a shotgun, and they're like, calm down, you don't
Yeah.
need to do this. But it's like it's not her not having been on drugs. It's her kind of.
Well, you don't know what
I feel
happened
like it
last time.
always-
Last time she pulled out a machine gun.
I feel like it always takes the cast longer to come to the conclusions than it does the audience. I feel
Yeah.
like we're always ahead of
Oh, yeah.
of the characters. And I mean, it's by design, obviously, because when we sit down to watch these movies, we're already ahead of the characters.
seen the
'cause
trailer.
We already know this is going to be not a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going down.
I do want to mention the ASMR in that scene where Mia's telling David that there's something in the woods. That was really, really creative on their part. I think it made the scene really uncomfortable,
Even
but
her
like
eye.
in a way that you
Wait,
couldn't
what
really.
part are you talking about?
When she was hiding in the bunk bed.
When-
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Just and I didn't, I guess, think about it until we watched the movie again this time. I think the ASMR itself is what makes that scene really uncomfortable. It's just so crisp and clean and very. You can hear everything. You know, I don't know. Something about it was really unsettling.
it's
and
like you're in the room.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No,
and I
will
gotta
say-
give props.
I agree.
No, I'm gonna.
Do you
for a film like Sam kept going on about how it's a remake, reimagining. I thought her performance
Oh
is
my
probably
gosh.
the greatest performance, especially in that scene
Absolutely.
that we've ever seen in any horror remake, even
picked
some
a
horror.
good-
Yeah,
Yeah,
Where
I
do
think
I
it's
know
a
her
great-
from? Help me.
She was in. She
She's
was on
so
a show.
familiar.
I think like the
Suburgatory.
what?
No, I know
That's
Suburgatory.
yeah, that's what she was on.
I thought she was on the Zoe's playlist or whatever.
Was she on the Zoe
Yeah.
play with? I
don't know.
know her.
Yeah, I
that
think
might
after
be
this
from
one,
that,
she
actually.
kind of blew up a little bit. Yeah.
She actually,
is
she
it-
actually lives across the street
Is
from
it
you.
better? Is it better that I read my Act 2 notes like I did?
I think I like,
Act
yeah,
1?
when you
Okay.
read it.
Act 2. The teacher Act 2. When is the school teacher going to admit that he opened the book and started all this bullshit? Did she just pee herself? The teacher dude deserves what he gets for opening the fucking demonic book. This movie is disgusting. I can say this because I'm a white guy. White people are really stupid when they're in the cabin in the woods with the devil. Okay, suddenly the school teacher can see without his glasses on, so his glasses were some kind of groovy fashion thing. That hand transformation thing is crazy. Oh shit, she cut off her own arm. This movie is fucking disgusting. Right now I'm eating carrots and hummus. Just a side note. And the two guys are getting riddled from nails from the nail gun. David is really taking a lot of convincing to believe that something really fucked up is going on. That's the end of Act 2. Thank
Dan,
you.
well, clearly you weren't paying attention in Act 1 because he states that the teacher states that in his glasses there's actually no lenses in there.
He's joking.
I am joking.
All right, so Act 2.
Yeah,
Mia
that glasses thing, that just pissed me
Well-
off when he could read perfectly fine without them. I was like,
Maybe
come on,
his
dude.
near farsighted one
He's
of those.
farsighted. Yeah.
Farsighted.
All right,
Yeah.
so Mia starts to act crazy, burned herself, shot her brother, puked on her friend. She gets shoved into the basement. Friend becomes possessed. I don't remember the friend's name. The nurse.
Nurse
that
friends.
scene is whacked, man. In the bathroom.
Oh,
That
yes.
scene is
Hold on.
whacked out.
So friend becomes possessed, cuts
Olivia.
her face off. Olivia.
Olivia, right.
So Olivia becomes possessed, cuts her face off, stabs Eric. While tending to Eric, David instructs his girlfriend to grab something. She ends up being attacked by Mia. She gets semi-possessed, then fully possessed. Eric gets attacked again. David kills girlfriend. Eric tells David about the book, and only way to reverse curse is to do a live burial. More hijinks ensue, and David ends up burying the possessed Mia alive, kills her by...
Wait,
We're going in Act
that is-
3
you're
now.
You're in Act 3 now.
Well, I
For
think Act
sure,
3 is
for
when
sure.
she comes up. When she...
No,
I
I think
I
Act,
feel like
Act 2 is when they decide what they're gonna do. That's
Yeah.
Act 3.
Okay.
I
Simple.
love Sam. Okay, I'm gonna eat a brownie and not talk to you anymore.
Those brownies were very good.
They were. Thank you, Joni.
Thank you,
are.
Joni.
They're so good.
Aren't you glad we brought Joni into the Alps with us?
Her car ran out of gas. She can't leave now.
Okay, so,
So
David
we're in
kills
Act 2.
girlfriend. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The one thing that I would put off on this film over other Evil Dead films is that it does feel like the demons have a little bit less personality. I mean, Mia's the only one really doing
I think Mia's
insults.
kind of the only one with. I mean,
That
the
really
teacher's
feels
kind
like
of
a Deadite, yeah.
and she's the only. I think she's obviously like the most interesting character like in the film itself. I feel like everyone else. I mean, you have the teacher. You know, he's there because he has to read from the book. But I feel like all the other characters are kind of boring.
Yeah. I agree.
And I kind of like, I don't really care about them. Mia's cool. But obviously, she's just going through a withdrawal this whole time.
Yeah.
She's making it
She's
all
on
up.
drugs. Yeah.
She's making a withdrawal.
Yeah.
Souls.
What I like is how they invoke fear by showing you the item of what they're gonna do to themselves, and then
Oh, yeah.
you're kind of like, I think for me, what scares me is it's the journey from that item that you see to when it actually makes contact with the person's body. You're kind of like, what are they gonna do? Like when Olivia goes into the bathroom and then the medicine cabinet breaks, and you're like, well, things are about to happen.
I have brownie in my mouth. I'm
I
sorry.
know, I know.
Oh. Yes, but rolling back for a second to the fact that the characters are not that interesting. Is that what we were saying in
Yeah,
general?
except for Mia.
But I mean, not as possessed demons, but just in
I just
general.
Think, I just think of in characters in general. I think Mia's kind of the only interesting one. Everyone else is. I mean, I feel like everyone else kind of just serves their purpose, and that's kind of it as their trope.
Yeah, like a tool. Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
nurse. There's nerd,
Jock,
jock.
and the sex symbol.
Well, I
which-
feel like they're all just-
it's
I feel
almost
like
like
they're
a
all just
cabin in the
blonde.
woods.
Blonde,
like someone's
I feel like
watching.
they're all just there to be killed.
Yeah, I mean that's what you
They're
get.
That's why
expendable.
we're all here. We're all expendable, apparently.
Except for Mia. I'm saying she's the only interesting one.
and for Eric, the teacher, he's basically a punching bag for most of this movie.
Yeah.
He takes so much.
You know,
But he also is the reason why it all happens.
So it's deserving, yes.
yeah.
Oh,
I
he
agree.
deserves everything
No,
he gets.
Dan, when we
Everything.
were watching this in theaters, it was kind of another like when we're watching X. I'm just there trying to enjoy the movie. You know, I'm a big Evil Dead fan. I'm there. I'm waiting. I have my popcorn. I'm trying to enjoy the movie. As soon as Eric comes on, everyone's like, "That kind of looks like Travis."
What?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, everyone's because of the glasses and the thing. Everyone's like, "That kind of looks like Travis." So then I
Were
kind
your
of
glasses real? His weren't.
mine are real.
No,
I
he's talking
actually
about
can't
X.
see
He's
when
talking
I'm
about
not
another
wearing
movie
them.
right now.
What's that?
He's talking about another movie right now.
No, I went back. I said like X. You know, everyone said. So now in Evil Dead, everyone's like, "Oh, that kind of looks like Travis."
Anyway,
Anything else about Act 2?
I like the. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go first because I'll probably piggyback off of what you said.
I'm going into the more technical side of things. I think the camera,
Yes.
the cinematography, I feel like it also helps with making things so uncomfortable and unsettling. Like in the beginning when they introduced when the car was driving through the forest and they did that thing where they flipped the camera upside down.
Oh, yes.
And they did that in Midsommar too, which was pretty cool. But then also when Eric, right?
Yes. The teacher?
Yes, when
Yeah.
he went into the bathroom to check on Olivia, and he was knocking on the door, and the camera was from like underneath him, looking up.
Yeah.
I thought all that
No, I
made
thought
it
the
a lot
camera
more.
work was absolutely great. Like even like just like when they're kind of just like sitting out and they're outside the cabin, you kind of just have that general like fogginess like in the background, kind of surrounding it. I don't know. I think the production design is very well done. Was very well done in
I
this
agree.
film.
Absolutely.
Was it very well done?
It was very well done, I think, in this film.
What were you gonna say, Frank?
Oh, yeah, I was just going to say, I think the cinematography from here, I mean, pretty much everywhere, I think that they do some really good job, really good work with the camera work, but it really ramps up in that second and third act,
Oh, third
especially in the
act.
third act. The third act is some really gorgeous brutality. It's
Yeah.
really, really,
I don't think
really
Dan
well
agrees.
shot. I'm sure.
I don't know if I call it
we'll see.
gorgeous, but I get what you're saying.
Dan, do you like?
It's inventive.
Dan likes rain.
Dan likes
This is
rain.
inventive for sure.
Can we get to the carving scene though? Can we talk about the carving scene? The electric
the
carver.
Thanksgiving carving
The
scene.
Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Remind me.
When the girl cuts her arm off with the electric
Oh, yeah,
carver.
I have
Oh.
that. I have notes on that.
Oh, please go ahead. Start
well,
it.
that's Act 3. Are we in Act 3?
That's not Act 3.
I would say it's still Act 2, but correction, she does not cut her arm off because it's still dangling.
Yeah, it's
She
still
dangling.
dangling.
She tries. She's in the middle of
That's not funny.
It's gorgeous.
I'm having a bad time.
What are your notes on the arm?
He's looking for it.
Dan?
I was just looking for that. I swear I
He-
wrote that
He
down.
put
wrote
on
it
his
down as-
glasses.
No, he wrote down favorite scene. That's what I wrote down for mine.
Is
Did-
that your favorite scene?
Did I already say that about the girl cutting her own
Yeah,
arm
you
off?
said it was fucking disgusting.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Was
Wait,
it? Was
We're
it
getting
fucking
very
disgusting?
random here, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're not trying to keep focused today.
Yes.
That's all right. We'll be good. So where were we at? I'm
Third
sorry.
act, I think.
Oh, Act 3?
Yeah.
Oh,
I would say it probably starts from when they go down to the
Downtown.
basement to get Mia. That's probably where Act 3 starts from.
Oh,
I think.
David.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean both of them.
And then when
but
they're
yeah.
walking down the stairs, what
you
happens?
mean when he has his syringe?
Yeah.
Like that's his big weapon?
Yes.
Okay, Act 3. Burning the cabin down is not gonna do it, my friend. Wow, David has a Zippo lighter. How retro. All right, David is going into action. This is gonna rock. I'm fucking kidding. This movie's disgusting. I feel like having a syringe and going against the devil is probably not gonna be that great. All right, teacher guy comes to the rescue and then dies. Sad emoji.
Sad emoji.
Wait, he's the dumb fuck that read the book. David, don't be a dumb white guy. Your sister is bluffing. Bury her, bury her. Again, only a white guy would dig up his sister, who is obviously the devil. Wow, crazy twist with teacher guy. Now he's being possessed. Wait, now being possessed. What? Anyway. Oh, wow, crazy twist with teacher guy. Now being possessed teacher guy. Yeah, there she is. The devil rises from the grave. I don't know. I don't know if I'm really rooting for the girl to survive or I'm just rooting for this movie to end.
Damn.
Suddenly we're doing the Omen chanting music. I mean, we totally went into the Omen. Are you kidding me? She yanked her own hand off? This movie is disgusting. Wow, I should probably do something about my missing hand before I bleed to death in like 3 minutes. Oh yeah, right, the book. We forgot about the book and the barbed wire. Oh shit, another Evil Dead movie is coming. That's what I have to say.
Dan,
I have my final
with
notes.
those notes, I will say I now have my new metal band name.
What's it
Syringe
called?
Against the Devil. That's my new metal band name.
Syringe against that scene where she yanks her own hand off.
I'll give her a hand.
But then it was like I can't visually do this. I'll visually. She's like it was like this. I hold on to this because its blood's not spurting out like by the gallon.
Dan, I thought you were gonna say I can't physically do this. I was like, yeah,
No one
You're
can.
not gonna rip your hand.
Bam!
It's gonna grow right
a
back.
flesh wound.
It's just a mere flesh
All right.
wound.
Let's chat about Act 3.
It's gross. I loved it. I like
Yeah, there's
how
a lot of crap
I like
going
how
down in Act
operatic
3.
it feels.
Oh yeah, and like you said, the Omen chanting. I don't know. I think with the Omen chanting, it all went together. Like you got the Omen chanting, you got raining blood. Nothing beats that for me. That to me,
He
that's
has 2 thumbs up
that's
right now.
the high mark of the film. I think just the
remember-
raining blood.
yeah, when-
all practical.
Right. When the movie was about to come out, they had an article saying how like they used mostly practical and they used a lot of blood for the rain scene. So
Yeah.
that when we were about to watch it, I was like, "Ooh, I want to know what the rain scene's about."
Isn't it
And then-
ironic?
Don't you think?
Oh god, I love it here.
Like rain.
Oh my god,
On your
Continue, Sam,
on your
please.
It's
withdrawal
rain
day.
and blood.
God damn it!
hallelujah.
It's too late
Hell, Satan.
What?
to apologize.
It's
Shut
too
up.
late.
To apologize. We're just
So-
not gonna talk about this. Is the end.
Okay, you continue.
I don't know.
I will say I do like that the form that the abomination takes is Mia.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little like bashing you over the head with a theme, but obviously by this point she's the only one left, and so the obvious text, not even subtext, is that she must defeat her addicted self,
Oh, her inner demons.
her inner demons. Yes.
Yeah.
I wish
No.
our listeners could see Frank doing it on a very Italian thing with
Well,
his hands
and
right now.
Chef's kiss.
I
It's
will
the
say
obvious a thing, and we gotta fix the demon.
the
It's a theme,
the one thing that I like better because we also have the theatrical cut. I have seen the director's cut once. And what I think is super cool about it is there's a shot that's in the director's that's not a theatrical. So the whole theme is like,
I
oh, they
think you saw
gotta
the
get
director's cut.
they gotta get all the
Ah,
they
I
gotta
see.
get. I
I
played
see.
the video game. No, they gotta get all the spirits right. But I feel like it's kind of not needed, but I think it was cool. I like it. Is with the brother like right before the house explodes, it cuts to a shot of him and you see him in his eyes where he turns into a dead eye. It's like
Yeah.
oh. That's the
the fifth?
last spirit. That's the last soul. And then the house explodes. So it's like the prophecy. I mean, which you can figure out without it, but it kind of just gives that visual
Collect all five.
confirmation
Right.
that he was like the last one.
Really,
I was eating hummus and carrots at that point.
You are the sick man. A sick man.
really quick. So you know how in the part where he suffocated her, and then he tries to resuscitate her, but then
Yes.
that failed. How quickly did he get over that? He's like, oh well,
Throws
she's
her over
not
the
coming
shoulder.
back.
I
and
tried.
Then, yeah, and then I'm just gonna.
I did my best.
Yeah,
Well, we're going to tell everyone she didn't make it for that withdrawal. You know,
Right.
got her back.
the blanket.
She took everyone else out with her.
Yeah.
She opens her eyes. He closes them again.
It's too bad you didn't make it. No, you're dead. I'm That's her getting covered by dirt. I don't know.
Okay.
Because she's still alive.
I thought it was funny when Mia, with her ripped arm or hand, goes into the tool shed and then finds the chainsaw. So it's like, what sword was it? Or it was a
The hammer.
yeah. And then she's like, nah, I don't want that. And then chainsaw. And then she looks behind her and there's a bottle of chainsaw gas.
Yeah.
Oh,
That part was funny. So there's humor. Dan?
Oh,
He
was
thought
that humor?
I
he
thought
didn't
that was
think
funny.
Mia was humor. He thought Mia was a little goth. And I'm gonna leave now.
What?
Sorry, I'm a woman. I don't understand that joke. Explain
have
it
to
to me.
explain
Sense of humor is when you make nah, I can't right now.
I
Any
would
other day.
mansplain it to you, but I don't even get it.
Mia Goth is the name of the actress in X.
And Pearl.
And Pearl.
Even he's tired of his own jokes.
You take these huge left turns. Like, who can follow you?
I
Clash
I
of the
can't
Titans,
even follow
like-
myself.
I mean, honestly,
I can't even follow
you make
myself.
these random jokes. It's like, who the hell could follow that?
No
there
one.
was a
I
golden
can't even.
owl.
I don't know what's going on.
So a golden owl is an owl that's golden.
No, but you understand the reference
Yeah.
with the golden owl.
I've never seen it.
You
But
know
I-
what I don't understand? How gross that stub of a hand looks. It's
Hey,
disgusting.
Frank, take
but
my
I also thought it was cool.
Frank, take my strong
Oh,
hand.
it was cool.
Yeah, it's definitely like a really cool feat for a final girl, I
When,
think.
when she was like, fuck this. And then she just like turns and just like, ah.
Yeah. She's over it.
Yeah, like, I just get over this.
Get
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah.
And then the chainsaw into the mouth. That was
I
cool.
love that.
As that shot where the camera pans down and you see, obviously Mia chainsawing the shit out of this demon's mouth, and then
Dividing it in half.
Yeah.
All the way down the jaw, the neck, the chest, all the way down.
gross. I loved it.
Beautiful. Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Divine.
Was that your favorite part, Dan?
You know what's weird about that? The first,
It's not the first time you've seen it.
no, like live. The first like half of the movie, like I would like squint and kind of look away, or you know how you put your hands over your eyes but you keep your fingers open so you can actually still see. I don't know how that helps any.
You still
but
do
you know what I'm
that?
talking about? I would do that like for the first half of the movie. By the end of the movie, I'm just so desensitized by that crap. I'm
Good.
just watching
Well,
it like
yeah.
straight on, man. I'm
It,
just like,
it took
oh, there
only
you go, cutting her in
50
half.
movies
I
for him to
bad.
be desensitized.
I think the big giveaway for that, Dan, is you said in the third act you were eating hummus and carrots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you didn't even care at all. You're like, yeah.
I was actually.
Oh boy, there they go killing again.
I had to say that in my notes because I found myself. I'm eating hummus and carrots while people are just getting bludgeoned and
God.
cut in
Your
half. I'm like,
cat came
I'm
out?
enjoying a little.
Your cat came
your
out and
cat's
scared
out
the
now.
shit out of me.
Yeah, Dan, you've crossed over. You're one of us now.
Welcome.
You've crossed over.
I guess so.
So you're saying when she rips her hand off, you looked at the baby carrot and you were like,
Finger.
interesting. And then you just ate it.
I was kind of like, hummus, or do I have some French onion dip in the fridge? Where should
Oh,
I
that
go?
sounds so good.
Maybe some tomato
Sounds
sauce.
Should I
good.
go with this, or just get some ketchup out? And
There
put
you
it all
go.
over my
Yeah.
severed
Carrot-
wrist.
That's.
I just
don't-
found
that-
the yanking
that
your,
went
your
dark.
own hand off sensationally satisfying and
Yeah.
completely unbelievable.
Yeah.
I think it's the ASMR part of it too.
Is
It's
that the
very
over the
sensational,
topness you were
for
looking
sure.
for?
The what?
Is that the over the topness you were looking for?
That was there, baby.
Just wait until we watch Terrifier 1 and 2 back to back.
That's like
Okay.
5 hours.
I will say I was very surprised in terms of the story that she was revived, unpossessed,
Undeaded.
Unalive.
undeadened,
Oh, yeah.
whatever the word would be.
Unalive.
That
Realized.
she came back as the survivor of this story.
The revival girl.
Yeah, the revival girl.
So,
that actually, no, that really did surprise me. I was not expecting that,
Yeah.
where she would actually not only be the one to survive, but the one to actually
So who
do
did you
the
think?
Yeah, that was kind of a
big
not-
deed at the end. You know, to take care of the.
Yeah.
The
Who
of
do
the
you think
demon.
was going to be the survivor then?
I just that was the brother at that point. He was the one. Seemed like he was the one taking care of it.
Until he
I
wasn't.
wanted him to die because
Ye-
of how he kind of dismissed all the stuff in the beginning.
Because he spent so much time not believing there was anything really going
yeah.
on.
And he's like, I took time off work. I'm here.
Yeah, and then the whole thing where he tries to like guilt trip. It's like, oh, with mom, you left.
yeah.
I was like, come on.
Yeah. I think it was really rude when he called his sister a druggy bitch. That was really rude. Wait, no, that didn't happen. But it might as well have happened because that was very
Do you remember any of the insults that Mia had made? Because I don't, but I love them all.
Yeah, they were good. I agree.
no, I don't remember them specifically.
They
I do.
were harsh though.
Oh yeah, they were.
Compared to Evil Dead Rise, I'm not gonna talk about it, but like, they
Oh,
were
yeah.
harsh.
Yeah, I think no, I don't want to talk about it because we'll talk about it. in Evil
So,
Dead
what are your
Rise, but-
final thoughts?
Why
I'm
are
just
you rushing?
kidding. I'm just kidding. Because he said so then you can do Evil Dead Rise. So.
I don't know where to go with this. I'm sorry,
That's
you
fine.
guys.
That's me
I
every
don't-
week. Every
We
thought
can,
that
we
comes
can
out of my
do
head.
final thoughts.
Wait, I
I think
have
Every
a
thought that
comment.
comes
pretty
out of
much
my
talk
head.
through this.
I don't know if you guys feel this way, but you know how like early 2000s, like Hostel, Saw, you know it's
yeah.
from. You
Say
know,
it again. I'm sorry.
Torture porn.
Yeah, it's like you know how like movies like Saw and Hostel, like in the early 2000s, you get that feel that it's early 2000s, like with the moody lighting. When I was
Yes.
watching this, I got that same feeling, where because of like the moody lighting.
Oh yeah. The color correction.
Yeah,
too.
Yes,
the
it was drastic.
contrast,
Yeah, it
yeah.
was like, but that's it.
But since I
felt-
didn't really watch those movies, I don't get that same sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
I
think-
didn't
Yeah,
see the
it's
movies
the
in the
lighting
early
Watch
2000s.
Hostel. I'm giving Dan a thumbs up.
Yes, watch Hostel or go into any truck stop bathroom. It's the same
That's
lighting
all,
and
yeah.
color
Exact
grading.
same setup. Perfect.
It's dirty, grimy, early 2000s
Yeah.
look.
Yum.
Nice.
Or that
Yes.
like weird kind of like almost like teal.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm down for final thoughts.
Yeah.
Should we save yours last? Dan?
Yes.
Okay. Frank, you go.
Okay.
First, how many times have you seen this movie? I
That's a
mean,
good
if
start.
you know, you may not know.
Okay, so the first time I saw it with a friend. Then I went on a date. It was the first time my husband and I had gone to the movies.
That's
He hated
romantic.
me for
Oh.
this, but he did acquiesce to go watch Evil Dead Rise, and since he's not on the podcast yet, he did enjoy Evil Dead Rise. So obviously, in the several years since then, he's come around.
Kind of like Jen.
Yes, actually,
That's cute.
yeah.
Did you say
Then-
kind of like, oh, Jennifer?
Then I
you
went
said
through
kinda
this
like
phase
Dan.
where I
What do you mean?
watched
What-
it
I don't
once
like
a
the tone.
year, 5, 6,
It's the only
7.
tone I've got.
Then when we christened the screening room,
Oh,
8.
yes.
and
Oh, wow.
then with my mom was 9.
Okay,
and
she
then,
hated it, right?
No, she actually thought it was pretty cool. She wasn't really paying attention for like some of it because she was busy like cooking, but
Enjoyed it?
she thought the chainsaw part was cool.
Good.
Oh,
'Cause that
gross,
was-
but cool. I think I've seen it 9 times, off the top of my head.
There you go.
So that should tell you that I hated this movie with a passion.
1 out of 5.
Yes, I think it does a really good job of doing what you said about going back to an older movie and expanding on it. It doesn't really do it in detail, but it does it in ways that modernize the franchise while still keeping some of the things that I think make it unique, which is the humor. In this one, it's not as obvious or in your face, but I think it's got a lot of dark humor. Maybe it doesn't always land with you,
Dan's
Dan,
like,
Pretty
where?
dark.
but I
humor.
think
All dark, no humor.
I think the use of Eric as a punching bag was like a very obvious bit of it, but also the duct tape stuff was funny.
Even though there was a nurse in the group with just duct tape.
Yes.
She had syringe and everything, but
The bad dialogue
yeah,
was funny.
yeah.
The acting, some of it was I'm sorry. I don't know if they were doing it on purpose, but I think it kind of coalesced into
Fell into the
a
genre.
modern version of like like the first Evil Dead, where it's like not exactly, like it's a movie with passion, but I'm doing the Italian
Italian hand.
Yeah,
hands
you got
again.
the Italian hands
Passion.
going. Hey, it's
It's a
got
movie
a lot
with
of passion.
But that doesn't mean that everything hit the mark. But
Yeah.
in a weird roundabout way, it still did for me.
Yeah,
I'm also a bit of a gore hound, so I loved all of
just
that.
a tiny bit.
A little bit. So, there's just, I can't really say, I like the music. I like the cinematography. I like Jane Levy, the lead actress. I think she's great. I'm going to change up the rating format just a slight bit. And
Okay.
I'm doing politician hands and Italian hands now. So,
You're an Italian politician.
Italian politician. That's not even the right accent.
No,
Anyway,
but it's okay.
That's not bad.
I will give this movie. Okay, so if you look at the South, you see an incoming stream of cold and hot air, which means that we're looking at a week of.
Where the hell are we going?
Yeah, I'm trying to do like a weather forecasting.
Gotcha.
There's an 85% chance of bloody rain. So I think if I'm doing my math right, that goes to about a 4.5 bloody rainstorms out of 5.
There you go.
4.5?
Yes. 1 for each victim because technically Mia was half a victim.
That's true.
Yeah. I love this movie.
We'll go around the table. My turn next. Everything you said.
Excellent.
So I rate it. But I feel like piggyback, like, yeah, it's almost iconic as much as like the original when it comes to like campy as well, even though you don't really see it sometimes. I just think you kind of get recognized like all those stuff connected to the first one. So I loved it a lot. I think it's one of the movies that like actually chose to do practical rather than CGI, or more practical, and it's kind of like kudos to them.
Yeah.
And it's one of, like I said before, one of like the only rare remakes that actually stayed true or did it better almost.
Yeah.
So I give it 4 out of 5 burning water heaters.
Yeah.
Ugh. That scene is gross.
But you know what though? Have you guys taken like a scorching hot shower? It's the most relaxing thing in the world.
Yeah,
Not all
it
the
is.
time.
Gosh.
I might
arm
do that
started
tonight.
bubbling.
There you go. You need it. What?
Wow,
I
that's
said
good.
my arm started bubbling.
All right,
You want to take a look?
Okay.
I mean, everything Frank and
I
Sam.
think you need to get close to the mic. I
I
have
was
no
doing
idea.
a
I can't
dramatic
hear.
effect. Look, everything that Frank and Sam have been saying. I think this movie is way better than it has any right to be. Like, I knew going in, I was like, I'm going to enjoy this, but I always thought it would fall on the, yeah, that's good
But-
for a remake. You know, I thought it would be on that thing, like, that was pretty fun. So I saw this movie twice. No, I've seen it 3 times in theaters. The first time, Sam, is when we watched it. Second time is when I saw the awful movie Pain and Gain, and we walked
You
out
walked
an
out.
hour into the movie.
Yeah.
And we were like, hey, let's go watch Evil Dead. So we watched that one, and then I saw it again in theaters about 2 years ago. At the Arrow, part of Beyond Fest. They did like a 4-movie. It was
Was
Freddy
I there?
versus.
No, I was not there.
No, it was Freddy versus Jason. No, it was a triple feature. Yeah, it was Freddy versus Jason. Then it was You're Next, and then it was Evil Dead 2013. And it was cool. They did a Q&A for everyone. So
But which one was I there for? Because there wasn't with Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi.
that was just Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, that was at the Egyptian. So I've seen this movie, I don't know, maybe as many times as Frank. So I kind of, when I'm at home, like cooking or just I like to just have the TV on for noise.
I would not.
Would
That-
that?
I
No,
would-
What are you cooking while you're watching this movie? Of course, I ate hummus
Steak.
and carrots.
No,
So
and that's
Turkey.
the thing.
Steak.
No, the point is
Rare.
I
putting some fresh
I
raw beef on the
enjoy-
skillet.
I have an app called Pluto TV, and on the horror station, they have been playing this movie nonstop. So I have seen this movie. I cannot tell you how many times in the past month, maybe. I love it. I think it's fun. They're playing this and Rob Zombie's Halloween, but we'll talk about that later.
I've only seen it 4 to 5 times. So.
No, I really enjoy it. Dan, did you know there's an end credit scene for this movie?
no.
Okay. It's very groovy. But
Oh yeah, I forgot.
no, Bruce Campbell's in the end. He has this scene at the end.
Okay.
He just says groovy.
Yeah, and you see groovy, and it's like a shadow of him. But
What's your score, big guy?
well, see, I'm just.
Oh,
it's
that's
me.
what Mia said.
Yeah, it's me just wanting to talk because I really like this movie,
Great.
and I'm
So you
rambling.
what is
and
your
I don't
score?
appreciate you cutting me off, Dan. I let you talk for about 10. I don't know what I'm saying. No, I'll give this movie. I'm going to give it 4.
Oh, there you go.
4 out of 5. I had an item before, but this is a new one, so it's going to be 4 out of 5. Dan saying this movie is gross.
Disgusting. This movie is
Disgusting.
disgusting.
That's okay.
Really disgusting.
Wait,
That's-
what was the
disgusting.
item before?
Oh, I was gonna be. We talked about it was gonna be duct tape.
Oh, that's funny.
I was gonna do electric carvers, but I didn't.
Do you guys ever like rethink your item because you think someone else
Yes,
is gonna do
Oh.
it?
that's why I didn't do the carving thing.
No, all the time. When we start talking about an item too much, I'm like, I gotta change it.
Yeah, now I gotta become really
and,
aware.
And I'm just gonna say this to go
4
back
out of 5 rocks on the ground.
to go on to go on last week's episode. After we were done recording the menu, I bought a cheeseburger.
Oh yeah.
At like 11 o'clock at
Oh,
night.
That's great.
I'm so sorry, Dan. Really quick. when we were gonna hang out on Sunday, I got in the car, and he's like, the thing about the menu, and I'm like, are we still on the menu?
Oh, can
Like,
I say it? Can I say my
I
fan
don't care.
theory?
Yeah, go ahead.
My theory now about the menu. Now that I've thought about it a little more and we've discussed, I actually think that what is your character's name?
I don't fucking know.
Which actress?
What are you talking
At the very
about?
end of the menu, I just forgot the actress's name.
Margot.
Yeah, Margot. I actually think her character dies at the end when she bites into the cheeseburger. I think she was poisoned because when they get to the island, what's the first room they go into when they go into the island?
The beef room.
They go into the beef room and they're talking about it and they're like, oh, this beef is aged for this amount of days. And they go, oh, well, what if it's 1 day over? And they're like, oh, if it's 1 day over, then you'll get poisoned and you'll die from eating it. So I think at the very end, since Ralph Fiennes said that everyone was going to die already, I think he wanted to give the illusion that she was going to get away. And I think he gave her like a tainted meat when he made the cheeseburger.
I think
think
it goes
you're
against the
reaching.
theme.
It does a little. It's just
I think it's
just
really
a fun
cool that
theory.
you
That's
actually
what I'm saying.
think
I don't
about
know. I
that.
just think it's a theory. But I just think it's fun to think about.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
discuss.
To discuss,
but,
you're wrong.
But I agree. It's
You
just
know what's not cool? Your long-winded explanation.
You know what's not cool? That you're interrupting me. All right, Frank, hit stop. This episode's over. Dan doesn't get his final thoughts. Dan doesn't go.
Dan just
Everyone,
wants us
welcome
out
to
of his
Stranger in
house.
the Things. Stranger in the Things.
There he goes again.
Oh, you go, Travis. You blew it, Travis. You had such a great exit line. You couldn't even name the effing title of this show.
The thing and the things.
The thing and the thing and the
The
house.
thing and the
I always
thing.
ruin the ending.
Okay,
All right,
final
Dan.
thoughts.
Long awaited.
As you probably know, I don't like these kinds of movies.
Why are you looking at Frank?
Particularly these kind of movies.
Oh.
This
What do you mean, these
particular kind of movie. These possession, gratuitous, grotesque, wildly violent, humorless movies.
That sounds
Now,
like a fun time to
You're
meet.
just-
I get that you guys hear humor. I didn't catch any of it. Sorry, I missed all that humor you guys were enjoying. But I will say it was really well done. I mean, I could even recognize that. As much as I don't like these kind of movies, I recognize this was really well done. And so I guess against everything I believe in, because I don't like these kind of movies.
But if I did, I
have
would
I
give
told
it-
you that already? I will say that, and I agree with everything you guys have said. I just personally,
It's not your cup of tea.
yo, baby. But I give it 3 useless syringes, David, out of 5.
That's actually a good score
no,
considering.
because
yeah.
when the movie was over, I went, okay, this was actually really,
Well done.
it was well done. It accomplished its goals, and I was never sitting there going, oh, this is just so boring. No, I obviously made a lot of jokes. My notes were jokes because that's kind of how I have to
Right.
get through a movie
Yeah.
like
You're eating-
this.
you're eating
I can't sit
carrots.
there and watch a movie like that and try to take it seriously, or I'll freak my ass out.
Yes.
So
I
I
was-
can't do that. So I have to make fun.
After watching it, were you like, wow, I never thought I would actually there'd be a day that I watched it.
Yes, I agree.
Did you say?
Or that I'd have to drag my ass to a theater to see
watch
the
the
next
other one?
one.
Did you say? Oh, it wasn't as bad as I thought. Like, oh, like you had like a sigh of relief.
Like
Like
chopping
as
wall.
in trauma, and just as
No,
like.
I find these movies just horrifying and
So it was everything you thought
super
it would
just-
be.
Yes. Everything I do not like about these kind of movies, this movie delivered on.
That's great.
Speaking of chopping wall,
I
Get-
mean, good.
I'm gonna let you finish. I was being rude, interrupting.
No, Frank was going to say something.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, the director of this movie, Fede Alvarez, you know he's doing the next Alien movie?
Yes.
No, I did not.
Yes. They actually started filming recently.
And he
Oh, really?
did. Yeah, I was gonna go to. He actually did. I think he followed this film up with another great film, Don't Breathe.
Oh, yeah.
And then he kind of went south. And then he kind of.
Texas Chainsaw.
No. Oh, no, before that,
No,
he did the
produced
girl.
that.
He did the
Still.
girl, the spider's web. He
Oh,
directed
yeah,
that.
that was
I,
horrible.
Spider Girl with the
I
webs
fell
and the...
asleep.
With the web
I fell
thing?
Not
asleep.
the girl with the tattoo.
The sequel.
Yeah,
he
the-
did
Yeah.
the sequel. The girl in the spider web.
What's the first one called? With
The girl
Well,
with the dragon
The girl with the
tattoo.
dragon tattoo.
That was
I
with
saw
Fincher.
that. I liked it.
Yeah,
That
that
was
was
Fincher.
Fincher.
It was very good.
That was really good.
Yes.
I'm sad
I'm
he didn't.
surprised they didn't franchise that movie
Well,
more.
they
They
were,
tried.
but
There's a
then
bunch. Joni's read all the books. She says
yeah,
they're great.
Yeah, they
It's
are.
be-
It's just
Oh.
So
It-
why didn't they continue
Because-
with that cast, with that
Well-
girl, and with what's his name? and James
Craig.
Bond.
It's
Daniel
just
Craig, yeah.
because David Fincher. I mean, I like his work, but it's with that talent involved in like the filmmaking process. I think that movie had like a surprisingly high budget. The girl
I'm
with
not
the dragon
surprised.
tattoo.
Yeah.
So that's the
It
thing.
looks
It's
like
like,
a
it didn't make it
high-budget
yeah,
movie.
so that's the reasoning. I think it did well, but when you think about it did well, but how
It
much
didn't make
the
enough
movie
facts, that's it.
actually made,
Yeah.
it didn't make
That's
sense.
very, yeah.
I wish they did continue it, but
I
the,
thought that it was really well done.
the originals stay true to the books, though.
Yeah, Joni
Except
says
for
the books are great.
the last one sucked ass, though. Not the book, the movie. Sorry.
Oh,
I
I don't
10
know.
minutes
Really?
in,
Okay.
Sure.
I haven't seen them.
you don't need to.
Oh, that's rude.
Well,
See,
okay.
no, the spider's web. You can see all the other
Oh.
ones.
Anyway,
Oh, yeah.
yes.
I wasn't planning on seeing that anyway.
So what are we seeing next? No, what are we seeing next week, Frank?
Next week we're talking about our feelings. And also Evil
It's
Dead
time.
Rise.
Are we doing Evil Dead Rise?
Yes,
I
we
I
are.
think I need to
Dead
see it for the
Rise.
third time. As a
Mommy's with
refresher.
the
Third
maggots.
time?
Third time.
Third time?
Third time.
Did you
1,
say
2,
third
and
time?
3.
I saw it one time, and that's all I'm going to see it.
I need to see it the third
You're
time.
gonna hit the
Can't
third
wait.
floor on the elevator.
Well, like us, follow us,
Share us.
review us, share us,
Madonna us even.
and if you see any of us walking down the sidewalk, give us a big old hug.
No, please
And
don't
tell
touch me.
us you
Don't
love
touch me.
Strangers in the Alps, a slasher podcast. My name is Dan.
My name is
Travis.
Travis.
Sam.
Frank. I
It's
guess.
Frank.
All right, bye.
We are out.
The Evil Dead.
Because I know the order of when we recorded.
New
Levy,
Dead.
stop yelling at me.